Hello everyone, good evening. I hope you had a fantastic Sunday today. So once again, we are here with all of you live on this particular Sunday, bringing to you one more important and interesting topic which may impact your career life, your professional life. So first of all, I'd like to give my quick introduction. I'm an author, a life coach, a career coach, and also certified trainer. I like to work with people who are professionals who want to do something in their career, who want to grow in their career, who have certain career goals. And I love to work them by giving certain practical tips which can be useful in helping them reaching their career goals. So every Sunday, oh yes, almost every Sunday, I try to come live and talk on these topics which impact our career, right? Well, so as always, I will request all of you that during the course of this live talk, in case you are there, show your presence by writing a comment, sharing your thoughts on the topic. You can also share any story that you have related to the topic in your professional life. ये सेशन हम लोग हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश दोनों लैंग्वेज में करते हैं साइमल्टेनियसली, so that we can reach a larger audience, so that we don't have any challenge communication के साथ with people to get along with anyone, right? ये हमारा intention है. Well, yeah. The first comment is Akhilesh, thank you so much for being here. Good evening to you. So, दोस्तों, आज हम लोग क्या टॉपिक के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं? Well, before I go to the topic, let me just ask you a question. जब आपको आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में कोई भी रिस्ट्रक्चर हो रहा है, so क्या आप एक्साइटेड होते हो कि हाँ बहुत बढ़िया रिस्ट्रक्चर हो रहा है, बहुत बढ़िया बात है कि मेरे लिए for the organization so much of restructuring is happening in the organization. What do you feel at that time? Do you really feel excited? कि आपको excitement होता है? Or maybe another question if I would like to ask you is that restructuring जब हो जाता है, ये organization हो जाता है, उसके बाद जब you retain your job, do you feel happy? Do you really feel happy? That's the question that I do have for you. In case you have any thoughts, you can put your thoughts on the comment section. Now, before we go ahead further, at least one thing you might have already understood, because that was there in the post that I have made on today's topic. The topic is also you are aware of. Today's topic is related to organization restructuring, how it impacts you. What should you do to handle the uncertainties related to restructuring happening in your organization? So before going ahead, let me just share a few statistics. थोड़ा statistics को देख लेते हैं इस topic के ऊपर. Now, कुछ statistics, there are certain surveys that were conducted. ये एक survey organization के बारे में आप जानते होंगे, Korn Ferry. They're world-known survey organization. So इन लोगों ने एक सर्वे किया था, जिस सर्वे में आया कि 71% of the employees who experienced a restructuring felt that their workload had increased and 55% felt that their stress levels had increased. So इन लोगों को लगा ऐसा कि उनके workload बढ़े थे when there was a restructuring happening in the organization, and also 55% felt that उनके जो stress level है job में, that also increased. Yeah, that's what they felt. Hey, hello Shashi, good evening, how are you? Thank you for being here. So that's what the survey of Korn Ferry talks about. And then there was one more survey that was conducted, and this time it was done by McKinsey & Company. McKinsey & Company के बारे में आप लोगों को पता होगा. This is again world famous research organization, HR related organization. They do a lot of research on HR related topics, right? So they also conducted a survey on understanding कि employees के ऊपर जब भी restructuring होता है उसका impact क्या होता है. इन लोगों को ये मिला कि 60% of the employees who experienced restructuring felt that the process has a negative impact. So employees के ऊपर negative impact आया of the restructuring that happened. Yes, one more survey. A lot of surveys are conducted related to employee-related impact, and there is one more organization called Willis Towers Watson. They also conducted one survey, and उसमें भी आया कि 43% of the respondents or the employees जिन्होंने restructuring को face किया, उनको लगा कि उनके job security कम हो गए after the restructuring, and 52% felt कि उनके workloads बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गए because of the restructuring that happened in the organization. So इतने सारे impact restructuring के होते हैं. So Shashi is saying, yes, oh great, good to know Shashi that you are doing great. So much of impact that happens on employees whenever there is a restructuring that happens in an organization. Now, सबसे पहले हम लोग एक चीज देख लेते हैं कि restructuring होता क्या है, and that's what we are showing here. That restructuring का मतलब है the organization is in the process of reorganizing its ownership, operational processes, and other structure of the organization to make the organization more profitable, right? कोई भी organization का main motive होता है profit कैसे बढ़ाए. So organization को और ज़्यादा profitable करने के लिए, और ज़्यादा value added करने के लिए organizations keep on doing restructuring from time to time whenever it is needed, जब भी ज़रूरत होता है. क्वेश्चन ये है कि और थोड़ा सा डीपली जानते हैं कि रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग किस लिए किया जाता है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में. Now restructuring किया जाता है mainly for 5 reasons, and these 5 reasons I'm just showing here on the screen for your reference. So majorly these 5 reasons are business strategy में कोई change होगी organization में, so they go for restructuring. Then cost reduction, yes, जब competition बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ जाते हैं, then how competitive you are, your organization, that actually decides कि आप profitable रहोगे कि नहीं रहोगे, right? तो cost competition में भी आपको आगे रहना है, cost को minimize करने में. So that is another reason why organization go for restructuring. Then again, mergers and acquisitions, whenever एक कंपनी दूसरे कंपनी को एक्वायर कर लिया, दूसरे कंपनी के साथ मार्जर हो गया, then it will go through organization restructuring. Then there can be technological advances, नए नए टेक्नोलॉजीज आ गए, तो पुराने जो प्रोसेसेस पे काम करते थे वो प्रोसेसेस अभी चलेंगे नहीं. You know, to change, possibly people will change, the roles and responsibilities will change, so on and so forth. And then sometimes external pressure, because of certain geopolitical reasons, it might happen that your organization is actually mandated to go through this restructuring even though they didn't want to go for that restructuring. So ये सब normally reasons होते हैं that why organizations go for making an organization restructuring. Now हम लोग का आज का टॉपिक है कि आप हैंडल किस तरह से करें. As an employee, how do you handle a situation of a restructuring when it is happening in an organization? किस तरह से हैंडल करें? Now question ये है कि आपको प्रिपरेशन की जरूरत क्यों है? Why you need to prepare whenever there is a reorganization happening in your organization? आपको प्रिपरेशन की जरूरत क्या है? In advance क्या चाहिए? होने दो ना, जो होना है, right? But ऐसा नहीं है, right? I'm sure that many of you might have already experienced some sort of restructuring in the present organization or in a previous organization. I did a few years back. I'll tell you approximately 7 to 8 years back, I experienced a restructuring or reorganization that happened in the organization that I was working for. And honestly speaking, well, I was very anxious. झूठ नहीं बोलूँगा, अंदर बहुत anxiousness था, या to some extent आप बोल सकते हो थोड़ा डर भी था. क्या होने वाला है मेरे साथ, right? So at the end of the day, we are human being. तो हमें जो natural human tendencies है, one of the major thing is डर. तो डर तो होता है सबको, right? Now that's what I had also gone through during that particular time. So we are actually asking why we need to prepare in advance, right? कुछ रीजंस मैं आपको बताऊंगा. आई विल टेल यू 3 reasons why we need to prepare in advance whenever there is a restructuring happening. First of all, as I said already, right, job security. मेरा जॉब रहेगा कि और दूसरा कोई ले ले, right? That is the main question that keeps on disturbing our mind whenever we hear about that my organization is going to go through restructuring, right? Most of the cases you'll see that there will be layoffs that will happen. लोगों के जॉब चले जाते हैं, दूसरा कोई आके उस पोजीशन को ले लेते हैं या पोजीशन से कम हो जाते हैं, right? Certain jobs, certain activities become redundant whenever reorganization happens, and thereby layoffs also happen. So ये एक रीजन होता है why you should prepare in advance. Then आपके पास नए responsibilities आ सकते हैं because of the reorganization that's happening, and yes, इसके लिए भी आपको preparation की जरूरत है. And the third thing why you need to prepare in advance is emotional well-being. Well, क्या जरूरत है emotions के बारे में बात करने की? Well, emotions के बारे में बात करने की बहुत जरूरत है because आप रोबोट नहीं हो, ह्यूमन बीइंग हो. आप इमोशन से भरे हुए हो. आप जितना भी कोशिश करो दूसरों को बताने का, आई एम नॉट ए इमोशनल बीइंग, मैं इमोशनल नहीं हूँ, नहीं. So I'm a practical person, right? At the end of the day, there can be emotional situations. इस तरह के सिचुएशन में जब रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग होता है, you go through a roller coaster ride at the time emotionally. So that's why your emotional well-being is important. So she is saying preparation in advance sets the mindset. Yes, you are right, Shashi. And balance, overwhelming. Yes, that's the emotional roller coaster that you go through at the time of an organization restructuring. So you need to prepare in advance so that you can take care of that particular situation. Well, I'm lost. What I was showing you? Yes, I was showing you about the emotional well-being. Yes. So in case of restructuring, please ensure that you are taking care of your emotional well-being. So these are the 3 main reasons why you need to prepare in advance. फिर से बता रहा हूँ, what are those 3 reasons for which you need to prepare in advance. सबसे पहला है जॉब सिक्योरिटी, राइट? बिकॉज जॉब रहे ना रहे, सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन ये होता है. अच्छा ठीक है, ग्रोथ तो ठीक है, बट सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन इज दैट मेरा जॉब रहेगा कि नहीं रहेगा बिकॉज ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज गोइंग थ्रू रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग. द सेकंड रीजन इज आपके पास नए रिस्पांसिबिलिटीज आ सकते हैं जो एक्टिविटी आपने पहले किए नहीं होंगे, ऐसा भी एक्टिविटी आपके पास आ सकता है. सो that's why you need to prepare in advance. And the third thing we're discussing right now is emotional well-being is very, very important. Outside your job also, you have a personal life, you have your family, you have your own life to take care of, right? So your emotional well-being is very important. So friends, today we are going to look at and we are going to explain and discuss about 3 ways you can handle the uncertainties that come on your way whenever there is a restructuring or reorganization happening in your organization, right? हम लोग आज डिस्कस करेंगे 3 उपाय के बारे में जिससे आप वो अनसर्टेनिटी, क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा मेरे साथ, मेरा रोल्स रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज में क्या चेंजेस आएंगे, उसको आप हैंडल कर सको सही तरीके से whenever there is a restructuring or reorganization आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में हो रहा हो सकता है currently you are not going through that particular situation, but hold on, this situation may happen any time because of the 5 reasons we already discussed why organization go through restructuring. वो कभी भी हो सकता है. So it is very important that you keep yourself prepared for that kind of a situation and you are not taken by surprise, right? So what is the first thing that you should do to prepare and handle this kind of restructuring situation? जब भी आपको पता चलता है कि आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में रिस्ट्रक्चर होने वाला है, प्लीज आस्क फॉर क्लैरिटी, प्लीज आस्क फॉर इंफॉर्मेशन दैट क्या, कब, क्यों, ये सब क्वेश्चन आपको जानना चाहिए. कभी कभी हो सकता है कि आपका ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आपके साथ डिटेल में शेयर नहीं करेंगे, बिकॉज मेनी ऑफ द टाइम्स दिस काइंड ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन विल रिमेन कॉन्फिडेंशियल। इट माइट हैपन कि आपको तब पता चला जब पानी बहुत जगह बहुत आगे बह चुकी है ऑलरेडी। सो when you come to know, whenever it is officially made available to you that our organization is going through a reorganization, please ask for more details कि क्यों हो रहा है ये reorganization और क्या क्या होने वाला है इसमें, क्या क्या changes होने वाले हैं in the organization. So that is one thing that you should ask and check for that, and also very very specific to your career. ये restructuring से मेरे roles and responsibilities में क्या impact होने वाला है, आपको जानने का हक है. So who you can ask? Well, if it is possible, you can ask your HR, but at the same time, the very important person that you should ask first is your supervisor or your manager. And in the process, when you're asking your manager, हो सकता है आपके मैनेजर के पास भी आज के डेट में लिमिटेड इंफॉर्मेशन हो, राइट? वो शायद आपको कंप्लीट इंफॉर्मेशन दे ना पाए right at this moment, हो सकता है. So for that, what you are supposed to do, be in constant touch with your supervisor for regular updates कि क्या हो रहा है, एक हफ्ते के बाद, 2 हफ्ते के बाद, 1 महीने के बाद. New things will keep on happening, new updates will keep on coming. So keep in touch with your supervisor. Possibly he or she will have better information that is available with you. So keep in touch with your supervisor to get continuous and regular updates on the restructuring process, right? So that's the first thing and the most important thing that you're supposed to do to keep yourself prepared for that restructuring that is coming on your way. Let me know if you had faced similar kind of restructuring in your previous or current organization, and if there are certain insights or learning that you had from that restructuring. Go ahead and put it on the comment box and we can discuss on that. The second thing which will help you to handle a restructuring situation at your workplace is mentally prepare कीजिए अपने आप को, be flexible and be adaptable. Why we are saying you need to be flexible? Because you know that the future is uncertain. When the future is uncertain, don't maintain an adamant mindset कि मुझे तो ये ही चाहिए, मुझे तो ये काम ही करना है, मुझे तो इस डिपार्टमेंट में ही रहना है. Don't maintain that adamant mindset. Be flexible. क्या आपके लाइफ में चेंज नहीं होते हैं? क्या आपके लाइफ में सडन सरप्राइजेस नहीं होते हैं? तब क्या बोलते हो आप? क्या आप हार जाते हो जिंदगी से? नहीं ना, आप मुकाबला करते हो सिचुएशन. In your personal life, if you are flexible, why not in your professional life? So you need to be flexible in your professional life and also adaptable. Like in your life may throw you in different circumstances as a surprise which you are not thought of. जो आपने सोचा भी नहीं था ऐसा इस तरह का सिचुएशन आ सकता है. उस सिचुएशन में आप क्या करते हो? अपने आप को एडप्ट करने का कोशिश करते हो. सेम चीज आपको यहाँ पे भी करना है, आपका माइंडसेट को रेडी करना है that you can adapt to any situation. So one of the things that you can do, you remind yourself कि इससे पहले इस तरह के सिचुएशन जब भी आए आपके प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में और पर्सनल लाइफ में, आपने किस तरह से हैंडल किया. कि आप हार गए थे उस टाइम? आई एम श्योर यू डिड नॉट. आई एम श्योर यू फेस्ड इट. So bring all those learnings from your past to your present and let that feeling give you the courage and the strength. कि हाँ, इस बार भी I can handle it. And also you need to be open for new opportunities and new responsibilities. अच्छा, एक चीज देखिए, मतलब जब भी restructuring होता है, now आप positively सोचते हो कि नहीं, it depends on that. And my suggestion would be, plus please start thinking positively, because it might happen that you might be getting new opportunities also with the new responsibility. आपको इस तरह के responsibilities मिल सकते हैं, the kind of work that you haven't done till now, but possibly that particular work will help you to grow quickly in your career ladder. It might happen. So be open to those new opportunities. So that's the second thing that you're supposed to do, which becoming flexible and adaptive for the changes that are going to come on your way. Be open to those changes, to those opportunities. अपने आप को close मत कर दीजिए. अगर आप अपने आप को close करोगे, you will be the first person to pick whenever a decision will be taken. Possibly laying off. Right? So the third thing that you're supposed to do to prepare yourself is focusing on developing new skills and nurturing the networks. Well, what is this? Yes, नई स्किल आपको सीखने में फोकस करना चाहिए. जब भी रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग हो रहा है और आपने अगर पूरा इंफॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट कर लिया फ्रॉम योर सुपरवाइजर दैट व्हाट काइंड ऑफ चेंजेस आर गोइंग टू हैपन, फ्रॉम दैट इंफॉर्मेशन इफ यू गेट टू नो दैट देयर आर certain new skills that will be needed. For example, if your organization is doing the restructuring because it is adopting new technology, and जब नए टेक्नोलॉजी अडेप्ट करने वाले हैं आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, बहुत सारे जॉब्स नहीं रहेंगे. बहुत सारे मैनुअल एक्टिविटीज दैट यू आर डूइंग currently will no longer be needed. They will become redundant. In that particular situation, आपको skill development करना पड़ सकता है to stay employable for the organization. Well, we have a comment here. Yeah, so Shashi is sharing, in case we are in doubt about restructuring, we are having less trust on us comparing to our organization. Oh yes. So that's why I think the self-doubt does more harm than the actual issue that we will be facing in case of a restructuring. अगर आप खुद के ऊपर भरोसा नहीं है, if you're not open, if you're not confident that I'll be able to handle the changes, then that will be very detrimental for your opportunities that you'll be getting during the course of the restructuring. Thank you so much for sharing that thought, Shashi. So as we are saying, focus on developing new skills, because new skills अभी बहुत important होंगी आपका organization, because the organization is going through the change. So please develop those new skills that you understand from your supervisor will be very important in the new restructured organization. और एक चीज जो important होता है, now let's go one by one. Under this, the first thing is that please concentrate on your strengths instead of the weaknesses. Many a times we try to improve those areas wherein we are not strong. That means the areas which are considered as improvement areas instead of telling them as weaknesses. But whenever a restructuring situation is there, आपके पास उतना टाइम नहीं है. आपके पास उतना टाइम नहीं है कि अभी मान लीजिए ऐसा कुछ है कि मुझे नेगोशिएशन स्किल आता है, चलो ये मेरा एक वीकनेस है, तो अभी नेगोशिएशन स्किल को सीखना है. इट माइट रिक्वायर अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम. Your score on that particular skill is very low, और आपके पास उतना टाइम अभी नहीं है because the organization is going through a restructuring. So it will be better that you focus on other skill sets wherein you think that आपका उसमें बहुत strength है. जिस एरिया में आपका strength है उसका strength और बढ़ाइए, उसमें पूरा focus कीजिए. Because when the changes do happen, people who are having extraordinary talents, बहुत skill level जिनका बहुत high level पे हैं, they will be in demand in the restructured organization. Another thing, learn new skills to increase your options. जैसे कि हम लोगों ने already discuss किया कि नए कुछ skills सीखने का कोशिश कीजिए, so that जब आपके पास roles के options आए, you might be having 1, 2 or 3 options available with you because you have now developed newer skills. खाली एक skill के ऊपर आप dependent नहीं हो, आपके पास 3-4 skills है. So that will give you multiple options. अगर ये किसी दूसरे को चला गया तो आपके पास दूसरा रोल या रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी रहेगा in the same organization, right? नेटवर्किंग के बारे में हम लोग एक्चुअली क्या बात करने वाले हैं कि नेटवर्किंग, why it is important in the current organization. It is important to maintain networking. So let me see if we have a comment. Yeah, so Akhilesh is saying, is there a scope of transparency in restructuring? Oh yes, transparency is there, but it depends on your and your supervisor level understanding. Obviously, organizations सबके साथ सब कुछ share नहीं करेंगे और करना भी नहीं चाहिए. That can be very dangerous for the organization whenever the organization is going through a reorganization or restructuring. But there are certain things that your supervisor can tell you and keep on giving you update. That's the reason we said that सबसे पहले जो जरूरी है, ask for information. आपने एक बार पूछ लिया, आपको बताया गया कि कोई इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं है currently, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है that you stop asking for information. Go to your supervisor after 1 week or 15 days, depending on the timeline under which the restructuring is happening. Ask for information once more. So that's where the transparency will be maintained between the supervisor and the employee. And depending on the criticality, हो सकता है organization will also from time to time keep on updating all its employees regarding the restructuring that's happening. Well, thank you for sharing that particular thought. So we were discussing about networking. So why networking is important? Because आप organization में हो, आपके साथ काफी और लोग हैं organization, काफी और सारे functions से, departments से, etc. लोगों के साथ बातचीत चालू कीजिए, networking कीजिए with the people in your current organization, so that more and more people in your organization start knowing you as an individual employee in the organization. Start knowing your skills, your talents, because many a times it happens during a restructuring, people have the opportunity in interdepartmental positions and roles also, not only limited to the department that currently they are working. And for that, the people in the other functions will be looking for talents in the other departments, right? इसलिए जरूरी है उनके साथ networking maintain कीजिए, so that will give you options whenever new positions, new roles will be declared by the organization as a part of the restructuring. Well, friends, that's all I had today in my kitty. That's what I wanted to share with all of you regarding how you should handle a situation of restructuring in your organization. Once again, the three things that we discussed today is, number one, we talked about ask for information and keep on asking for regular information from your supervisor. The second thing that we discussed today is be flexible and adaptable. Flexibility and adaptability will take you a long way. Don't be adamant, right? And the third thing that you should do is focus on developing new skills and also nurturing networks. So friends, in case you find this talk useful to some extent, please go ahead and share with your friends, family members who can get benefited from this discussion, from this topic that we discussed today. Thank you so much for your presence here, and we are going to see you once again next Sunday with one more topic which is going to impact your career in a positive way. Thank you so much for being here. Good night.